Hello and welcome back everybody. If you're new to this channel, make sure you go ahead and sub to this channel and hit the bell sign right down below so you never miss a single episode. Now we're going to be starting our review of this awesome looking weapon. I don't know if you've seen Han Solo in Star Wars. Probably did. He gets the same exact thing here. And it comes in this beautiful box. This is the Umarex pistol M712 L pistol. I like the collector's version of this box. It actually is very nice and it looks very presentable. So if you're getting somebody a gift, well, nothing better than getting this huge gift for them. Now, one thing for you to understand is if you're just getting this thing, you need a few things. One, you need a bunch, like a huge amount of BBs for us, because this thing is semi-automatic. It's gonna definitely use them up very fast. Also, you need a CO2 cartridge, not this brand, just any brand, and for it. The weapon itself is pretty heavy. It shoots pretty well. Let's check it out. It wasn't armed, but this thing is exceptionally heavy. If you get the metallic version, which is the one I recommend for you to get because the plastic is just cheap junk, this one you will understand what it feels when you put this in your hand. This is like holding a brick right on you. That being said, this also makes the ultimate self-defense weapon in case a bunch of hoodlums comes over and try to, try to scare you, something like that. Anyway, scaring people with this weapon, that's something you should really do, but if it comes to that, it is better than actually a real gun, because you can't actually, you can't kill anybody with this thing. But in a semi-auto mode, this thing is gonna really scare somebody off, especially if you're firing this up in the air. That is, it's not really made for that purpose. It's actually made for target shooting, but I'm just saying, because of the post-apocalyptic that right now we are going into, all this time period, people are looking for self-defense weapons, and I actually think this is a pretty decent looking. It's not really a good self-defense weapon, but better than nothing, really. It looks very realistic. It has a magazine holder attached to it, which actually just features the BB cartridges in here and the CO2. Putting them on, rolling this up, you're ready to do some serious target shooting with this thing. And Han Solo in Star Wars, he was having the same exact weapon. Why is that? Because this is the ultimate semi-automatic machine gun. And even the real deal like that in World War II or World War I, that's what they actually been using it. It was very accurate and small in size. It shoots pretty well too. Now, I'm gonna go into and show you some actual shooting with this too. And let's get started with that in our review. After we are gonna go up close and personal and check it out. What's going on here? Suspicious activity. Welcome back to another great video review from the Geek Tech Show. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the Umarex Legends modern weapons. This specific one is the Umarex pistol M712. This one used to be made in World War I. It is an actual replica of the real deal, the real weapon. It has 360, and that is how much per second velocity for the weapon. Semi-automatic, drop-free mag, 18 rounds of steel BBs. So this is some decent firepower for this weapon. So let's open this up and see what is inside here. Opening it up, you get instructions manual, a lot of books for you to read, you get this very essential tool. Don't ever lose this. And you get the weapon. So let's remove the weapon out of this impressive looking box. I do like this box. It is a collector's version. Keep in mind there's actually two different guns like this that are included over here that you can get for the similar price. So the more expensive one is all metallic. The cheaper one is actually plastic. If you want to get the real deal, go for the metallic one. It's going to last you much longer. And it looks like real. Talking about real one, something just like this, the original and real one, you need a weapons permit, and it's gonna cost you a whooping amount of cash. I think they'll go for like $2,000 or $3,000. So for like $200, this is a steal for something that is just a replica. It looks great, and it's almost the same as the identical one. Another thing you understand is how heavy this thing is. Yes, you can actually use this with one hand. It is a semi-automatic version, but it is exceptionally heavy. If you're used to light versions of BBs, this is not it. This one is very heavy. Now let's go and check out dimensions for this. Overall, about 11 inches right here. And this is 6 and about an inch thickness for it. Now, to get this started, you will need to buy this, which is, it doesn't go with pellets, it goes with the BBs. So those are BBs for this to use. Also, you would need something like this, which is a CO2 cartridge. I actually do not recommend the Daisy. I just have spares of them, but this is probably the worst one that you can buy, so do not buy this one. You also would need this tool that this comes with. Do not actually lose this, because this is essential for you to actually get this to work. First thing you will need to do, put this inside here and open this up. If you ever bought a used one and you're watching this without this tool, you're out of luck. You won't be able to roll this up at all. You have to have this tool for you to open this up right here. And then once you open it up, you're going to be rolling this right in here and screwing this right back inside until it pops it up. This is why I don't like the Daisy ones, because the Daisy ones don't pop very well and it takes a while for them to pop up. So be careful with that. It's not really careful, but more like it's just a pain. Now to screw it back in, you actually don't really need this tool. In fact, you can do this with your hand too, open it up and close it. The problem is you won't be able to pop the cartridge with your finger. So that's something for you to keep in mind. A few other things. The magazine cartridge is right here. You press on this button right there and you take this out. Next thing you want to do is to take some of those right in your hand, just like that, and pull this down, and you're going to be loading them right in this spot right here, just like that, one at a time, putting them in, and it's going to drop the next one in here, just like this. And if it doesn't drop it in, you have to move this down. There we go. Doesn't necessarily go all the way in. It's a primitive way for you to do this, but that's the only way for you to load this up. One of the most annoying thing about it, as you can see, just spit one of those balls right out of here. When you're done, make sure you load it up the correct way. That's actually correct and incorrect way. It's just not gonna go if you put it the wrong way. Put this like this, you hear the snap. Now it's not gonna shoot yet because I have not loaded this up with the CO2 cartridge, which I'm gonna be doing later on. It does have this button right here, which actually goes from the N to the R. You're gonna be single shot or doing semi-automatic. Also right here, you can move this up and down for your aim, that is, and you can move this just like this. That's going to help you aim a little bit more better. You can move this with your hand and you can shoot this. And here is more things. This is actually the safety button right here. And you see, it stops it from working. Just doesn't shoot. There we go. Doesn't work if you have to use the safety. So now safety is off. Now safety is on, and it doesn't shoot. So just keep in mind, this is important for you in case you want to use this. On the other side, there's just this thing right here. That's about it. Pretty much beautiful, realistic looking replica of the real deal, made out of beautiful metallic right there, and real wood grain right here. This is actually real wood, by the way. I do like the way it feels, looks, and it's a great weapon for you to put in your collection, that is, if you're a BB gun collector. So I want to get started with a do-it-yourself guide how to prep this gun and get it ready for actual target shooting. There's a few things you need to know about the different buttons, functions, and everything else over here. One of which is the modes over here. This one is for semi-automatic, which actually gets you to shoot it every time you press on it. This one is actually automatic mode, and you press on it, it's like just keeps on shooting non-stop. This is probably the most inaccurate mode we have on this gun. So this one actually should be called single shot, and this one should be called semi-automatic versus just semi-auto and fully auto modes. Basically the name is wrong. That's my opinion. Now, next thing you want to know about this is how to load up this chamber correctly. If you do this wrong way, it's not going to work. So the first thing you want to do, put this like this, press this button right here a little bit, and then move this down, eject the chamber. Now, in the chamber itself, there is a few things you have to do here. One, you have to put this in here and open this up, and I did show you how to do this previously, and I showed you how to load up every single one of those bullets in here. But there was a few things that you do need to know that I haven't showed you. One, when you have this CO2 cartridge, make sure you oil it up before you insert it in here. Next thing you want to do is the following. The newbie mistake would be to take this once you load it up and make it stronger over here. This is a mistake because right here is the chamber pressure, meaning that if you're going to be doing this right now, you're just going to start leaking the air right out of here, and it's going to make this useless. So what you have to do is to make sure this goes directly into the chamber. First of all, make sure it is lined up the correct way with the bullets facing this way, and then this thing, you see there's a line here, it lines up directly in here. I'll be putting it in, pressing on it until you hear the snap button, and then once it is inside, you're going to be tightening this in until you're going to hear the pop sound, and then you know it is ready to go. The next step for you to understand is that it is not yet ready to shoot, even if after you do this. Now, because it is ready to shoot, mine is, I gotta eject it before I'm going to show you the next step. I'm going to be ejecting it right now, so it's not loaded up. But here is the next thing you have to do once it is inside. So pretend it is inside for the just intensive purposes here. So once it is inside, understand there is two things here. full and safety. Safety, you just press all the way up, and now it is safe, meaning you can't actually shoot this. So the safety has to be disengaged, so move it all the way down. That's the first thing. Next thing, you have to either move this like that and shoot, or same thing, move it down and shoot. Haha, just kidding, it's all the same thing. But the most important thing here is if you're not loading up the weapon, it's not going to shoot at all. Even if you're going to be doing this and pressing on this, nothing is going to come out of the chamber because you haven't loaded the gun. And that's the most important step in here. So how do you load the gun up? Well, simply, once the chamber is full, what you have to do, put this over here like I did, but the most important step is this, the following here. You're going to be moving this, the chamber, and loading it up, and you hear the snapping sound and then letting go. That means the chamber now is loaded with the weapon. When you press on this, it's going to shoot. Now there is two ways for you to shoot this, as I said before. There is the single one right here, and there is this fully automatic one. So if it is on fully auto and you have the chamber on and you're going to be pressing on this like that and then loading it up, it's going to shoot the whole burst of as much as it has right in here. Or you can do the single shot and it's going to shoot just one of them instead. And that is the big difference between both of those modes. So now it's ready to go, and just make sure this thing is loaded up before you're going to be shooting it, because even right now, although the chamber is right in here, it's still not going to be shooting it because it has not been loaded up at all. And you can see right now nothing is shooting out of here, which it could because the whole thing is full and ready to go, but because it hasn't been loaded into the chamber, it's not going to do it. And now if you want to make sure it is double safe on, make sure the safety is engaged in here. So if you have this weapon totally loaded and ready to go, make sure you put it on safety at all times then. And that's going to keep kids from accidentally discharging this if they ever get a hold of this weapon, which they actually should not, because this is not a kid's toy. And to make sure that they actually never use this accidentally, make sure the whole chamber in itself, the CO2 is out and the actual ammo out of it is stored in a different location. That's going to keep any accidental discharge happening, and that's something that I always do. So one thing I always do, if I put this back in storage, I make sure the whole chamber thing is open. I can leave the CO2 cartridge inside, but I get all the bullets either wasted or I don't have any of them loaded up in the gun. So that's actually a safety thing that you should always do, just to make sure you don't accidentally discharge the weapon. So this is one of the things you can do, either have no ammo in it or have no CO2 cartridge. In my opinion, it's better to have no ammo than have no CO2 cartridge, just because it takes such a longer time for you to pierce this, and once you pierce this in, you kind of have to empty the entire chamber and finish the whole CO2 cartridge before you start using it. So I'm pretty far away from the target. You can see it's pretty far from it, and I'm going to be testing out to see how accurate this gun is with long distance shooting. Not bad, it hit it right there. So that was pretty good actually. From pretty far away you can see it ricocheted right here, right off of it. The one thing it didn't do, it didn't go in here, because definitely this is a piece of wood that is just a BB, so it couldn't actually get in. But not bad performance for something being this far away. It's very accurate and natural. Мазила ты, ни одну не попал.
Ты что, попал бы?
Stick to them.
Impressive, huh?